Donald Trump and his company and Michael Saylor and Elon Musk and all these BlackRock companies, etc. Why are they buying? Bitcoin was, in January, it was at 107K when Donald Trump won. Everybody was bullish, right? And then the market just flipped. And now everybody thinking, the 4-year cycle is not even in play. But typically what happens is, once we get all this pain out the way, no matter how much bullish news we can get, you're going to see an alt season. Liquidations over the last week and 2 weeks or so that we've had, people getting liquidated, that's why prices are going down. So even if we've got the most bullish news possible, it doesn't really matter, right? Until this liquidation stops, no cryptocurrency is going to go up. Alts are dead this cycle. Only BTC will go up. These are statements that you've probably heard right before an alt season. And if we take a look at the 2020, March kind of time to February dumps of 2025, can you see the similarities here in this screenshot, in this chart? And I guess the pump will be somewhat similar too. So again, everybody is panicking right now, but those tweets that I just read you, or those statements, is everybody in 2021. And what ultimately happened was, guess what? We got an alt season. Now, here's what I can tell you about the current time of recording. Trump, and specifically his holdings with World Liberty Financial, which is his company, right? They're buying a fuck ton of cryptocurrency daily. And I've got one of his wallets right here, and I'll show you exactly what's happening. So here's first of his wallets, right? This has $71 million at the current time recording. It's obviously changed since I screenshotted this, but this is just one of his tokens. And what you can see is there's inflows every single minute of the day. Now, some of these are small transactions, but this is literally happening every 2 minutes. There's $1,000 coming in. There's sometimes millions of dollars coming in, e.g. in this. This is a recent buys, what we can see right now. They literally just bought $40 million worth of Ethereum, 47 worth of wrapped Bitcoin, 4.7 of Aave, 4.7 worth of Link, 4.7 worth of TRX, mainly because he's the 47th president, right? So again, this is what these guys, the smart money, are doing behind the scenes. But again, they've bought over $100 million worth in 6 coins, okay? The biggest chunks being Ethereum and Bitcoin. You tell me, is Donald Trump and his company and Michael Saylor and Elon Musk and all these BlackRock companies, etc., why are they buying and why are we panicking about losing money? Yes, the prices are going down, and that's just because of liquidations, and I want to talk about that right now, pretty much right here. So it can be very easy if you look at Bitcoin on the last 30 days, right? You start to see right now, a lot of people are going short, right? So the short liquidations is almost 15 to $15.5 billion. If you look at the longs right now, you have a measly, and it's only a measly, it's like $50 million in the last 30 days. $50 million is a lot, but compared to $15.5 billion, and look at all this leverage, man. This is super fucking 50, 25x leverage, and you can see the culprits here are pretty much Binance, Bybit, MEXC, which is not on here, but they're one of the biggest ones right now. So everybody right now is going short. Now, typically what happens is you want to do the opposite of what people are doing. When people are trying, no alt season's coming, you kind of want to be preparing up for the next storm. I'm not promising you alt season is going to happen tomorrow. What I can promise you is this liquidations over the last week and 2 weeks or so that we've had, people getting liquidated, that's why prices are going down. So even if we've got the most bullish news possible, it doesn't really matter, right? Until this liquidation stops, no cryptocurrency is going to go up. But again, the market right now, I'll tell you this, firsthand, is getting very fucking tired of people getting liquidated. And eventually people are going to stop leverage trading. Either they're going to just lose all their money and they're not going to have it. And that's when we're going to get this next push up. So again, I really want to go over some interesting stuff. If we look at Ethereum, Solana, Mana, and Axie Infinity at 2021, right? Pretty much May, we had huge crashes. And what ultimately happened was, everybody was saying there was no alt season. I showed you at the start of this video what ultimately happened in May 2021, which is what we are right here. Bitcoin literally doubled. Ethereum more than doubled. If you look at Solana, here's an interesting one. Can't really track it on TradingView, but it did more than the 10x, right? When everybody was crying there was no alt season. If you look at Mana did pretty much the same, okay? And then we look at Axie Infinity gave you a 40x, okay? And then many other altcoins, smaller market caps, like Gala Games and all these other coins, they started to run, right? E.g., you get an alt season. So it's typically what happens in the least scenario that happens next. When Bitcoin was, in January, it was at 107K when Donald Trump won, everybody was bullish, right? And then the market just flipped. And now everybody thinking, the 4-year cycle is not even in play. But typically what happens is, once we get all this pain out the way, no matter how much bullish news we can get, you're going to see an alt season, because everybody right now, everywhere I look, okay, hopefully it's not you at home, brother, is saying there's no alt season, okay? We've had our fun and it's absolute game over, but I would argue against that. And here's some reasons why. If you look at Ethereum, TVL, and volume, what we can interestingly see here in Ethereum's price is, guess what? It's starting to go back up. Now, again, the price is not reflecting this right now because everybody's getting liquidated, but eventually people are going to see massive spikes. Solana's the exact same thing. If you look at TVL and volume, what you can typically see is, especially on TVL, it's starting to go up. And here's what pretty much happens. Okay, everybody's asking right now when alt season, but most people are saying alt season isn't even going to happen. So you don't want to focus on the date. You want to understand money flow, okay? So duration of the phases are more parabolic, meaning the first one takes the longest, right? So when we got Bitcoin to like 60, 70 and always up to that 107K, Ethereum has been lagging this bull run. So it's kind of like a dark horse so far, but I still think it will do well. And then we had large caps. And then we had Solana meme coins go crazy. We've obviously had the Trump shit. We've had Sui ecosystem go absolutely crazy. Again, I want to be absolutely clear here. None of this is going to happen till this cascading effects of these liquidations come to an end, but ultimately they will. And then what happens is Bitcoin price action, it can get cut short here, but in general, this is how the progression of altcoins pump during an alt season. Towards the end, we've seen in the last bull run, garbage coins, pumps across the board, Shiba, Hex, Dog with Hat, we've kind of seen all this. Now again, it doesn't mean they're shit coins, but let's be honest, they don't provide any value. They've done well in terms of gains. But obviously right now they're getting absolutely crushed, but we've had that kind of initial phase, right? And until Bitcoin, Solana and Ethereum can stop shitting the bed, that's when we can start talking about an alt season. Until that doesn't happen, you're not going to see absolutely anything. So again, what happens is you have dumb money versus smart money. So why is it so hard to make the right decisions? You might be asking yourself right now, even me, I'm like, fuck, I keep losing money. All I can do is DCA. But sometimes it's very fucking difficult to DCA when stuff keeps going down. But trust me, alt season will come. Human behavior is driven by emotional impulses, right? Cryptocurrency is very much fucking emotional. It's all in your mind. If you can handle the storms and you don't mind about stuff going down and you still have good cash flow, you should not be worried. You can't stop yourself from feeling emotions. Smart money recognizes this and it doesn't let them, dictate their strategy. So e.g., dumb money, what they do is when we see a dump, they start selling. And they buy FOMO. So they start to buy, and then they never make any money. Smart money, e.g. hopefully this is you. Now again, you have to do this in solid coins, although garbage coins will ultimately pump, but you must be prepared to hold them. Smart money comes in times like this. Now again, I'm not saying this is the best time to buy. Like I said, the previous video, if I've launched it yet, I just did a DC on Solana and Solana pool on Orica. I put about $12,000, £10,000 in because ultimately I asked myself when I made that buy, I was like, do I realistically see the altcoin season going to, shit? Do I think this bull run's over? Well, no. So I ticked that box off. I bought that Solana at about $138. Do I think Solana can go down further than that? Yes. But do I think ultimately by 2025, if I believe in step number one, which is the bull market, do I think Solana is going to be higher? And the answer was yes. And that's why I bought more Solana. So short term is very difficult, right? Because even if you buy here, you can still go down. But ultimately, once you start to rally up, you should have your 20% levels up. And then obviously the bear market comes in and you rinse and repeat it. Now again, alt season is a function of new participants funding the market. You have to understand the money flow of the cloud. The best way to play the cycle is just be one step ahead. So if everybody's panicking, and I mean the Jeffrey kind of people in your friend group that were all excited in January and now they're all panicking, that's when you should buy. Just do the exact opposite of retail people and you should win. When they're starting to buy again, e.g. January, that's when we should have took some profits. I never personally did it. I didn't expect the crash to happen so soon, but I wish I took some profits and I could have compounded my gains, but I never did that. If I take you back to 2021, okay, everybody was so fucking excited. September, October, November, December, all the Jeffreys, the hairdressers, the mums and dads were buying. That's when we should have sold. I just thought we were going to go up, way higher. I didn't understand, 4-year cycle, but that's ultimately what you have to do to make a fucking ton of money. And now here's another interesting fact. I want to take you back to 2017. There was a 35% dump here, pretty much at the current time of recording. This is the exact date. So right now I'm recording this on the 26th of February. This 35% dip happened 27th of February 2017. Now, I'm not saying this cycle is the same as 2017, 21, or even 2013, but what I'm trying to make the point here is 35% discounts, okay, e.g. dumps, are the exact same as what we're seeing right now. And to be honest, right now, we're only seeing a 20 to 25%, depending when this video comes out. Currently at 22% of the current time recording. I expect more pain, but potentially we've not even touched anywhere close to a 35% dumps. The reason people are feeling like they're losing their shit is because they bought in January, or they're buying shit coins and they're down 90%. Shit coins are great, but they're not great in times like these, okay? There's nothing wrong with buying shit coins and just holding them right now because ultimately they should go back up. But I understand if your shit coin and your small market cap AI coins, your gaming coins are not performing well, they might be down 70 to 80 to even 90%. Heck, look at Donald Trump's coin. It's down 90 and Melania's down like 95%. 50% since they pretty much launched, and they had one day of good news and then they pretty much rugged. Doesn't mean they can't come back, by the way, but I understand. But if we just look at Bitcoin and we understand previous cycles, to me, this is completely normal, because I want to take you to this kind of analogy. Excuse my drawings, right? Ultimately in cryptocurrency, it is player versus player. Or really right now, it's player versus the big fucking exchanges. MEXC, they're scam wicking. Binance, they're blah, blah, blah. Bybit, they're getting hacked, right? So if we can just combine this together and stop fucking shitting on people's favorite altcoin and saying the alt season's over, no, it's not because of this reason. This is the final boss, okay? Understand the exchanges are a business. They rely on people swapping and buying. Fair enough, right? That's how they make money. But ultimately, this is why cryptocurrency is not doing too well right now. If you look, and they can see this, huge order blocks and trades with leverage. So again, I've talked about this many times before in this channel and even at the start of this video. Everybody right now is leverage trading, right? They're trying to play catch up. Remember, they can see everything on the back end. They see the stop losses you guys have put in and they see them all and they'll just do a scam wick, right? They're going to take you out because they make a fuck ton of money like this. Now again, this is not to discredit MEXC, but this wick right here, they just wiped out a lot of people. I think it says Peanut, right? Whatever that little Peanut the squirrel, it might be that coin, regardless, right? And then you've seen Casper. Look at these wicks. If you look at TradingView, these wicks never happened. But they do this so fast and they make so much money. And this is what keeps cryptocurrency right down right now, regardless of all Donald Trump buying and Michael Saylor investing more and Elon Musk, etc. and Donald Trump doing this with his Ethereum, blah, 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 blah. People are going to ultimately just lose so much money when there's scam wicks across the board. So what you ultimately have to do, if you are a hodler and you're watching this video because you DCA and you use liquidity pools, if you want to do that as well to get more income, this should not worry you because the next day you're back up. If you're a spot buyer, you don't notice this, right? That's the difference, because you got to think of this as the Hunger Games. Have you ever seen that movie? Everybody is just going against each other. But right now, all we need to do is just stop leverage trading, keep DCing in if you believe in the bull market. Again, if you don't, pack up shop and go away. It's that simple. Now, here's why I believe we haven't came close to the top of the bull market yet. So, number one, we haven't had AAA celebrities. In the last bull run, we had Matt Damon pumping the shit out of Crypto.com. We had all these AAA celebrities start to get $1 million deals. Number one, we haven't had that yet. Number two, you probably remember NFTs. NFTs, stupid JPEGs. This rock sold for 420 Ethereum at the price of the last bull run of Ethereum. That was $1.39 million. You probably remember CryptoPunks and all these other NFTs. Guess what? We haven't had that yet. Number three is Ethereum hasn't done shit. Okay, it hasn't even reached its previous all-time high of the 2021 bull run. It's 2.5K right now. Didn't even get close to 4.9K. And number three is Solana, although it has kind of skiffed its 2021 bull run, it's done lackluster, right? We all know Solana is probably going to hit $400 minimum, and it's taking a big beating right now. That's, again, ultimately the reason why I bought more Solana. Non-financial advice, by the way. Do not copy me. But again, we haven't came close. Number four is we haven't had a gaming pump yet. So remember in the last bull run, Decentralized Mana, Sandbox, Gala Games, Axie Infinity, Illumium all started to go crazy, right? Not saying those coins can't do well this bull run, but we haven't had any gaming coins do well. If you look at the market cap on gaming, it's down 47% in the last year, right? If you look at all time, the market cap peak was kind of like $47 billion. Right now we're at 13.5. And guess what? We have more coins in circulation. So again, we should, even if we're not performing that well, we should ultimately be at the same. But guess what? We're not. And I do believe there's going to be a gaming pump. Why would there not be a gaming pump? We all know that's part of the cycle. Number five is Donald Trump is just in office and he's buying a crazy amounts of cryptocurrency, Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc. Michael Saylor is obviously continuing to buy, and obviously, as we know, the big banks and companies are buying like crazy. And again, we haven't really seen that news reflect the price. All we've seen is the liquidations, Bybit getting hacked, and people are getting wrecked short term. But in my opinion, this is short term. Number six is the 2017 bull run. There was many 20 to 30% dips along the way. And again, we're on the exact same track. If you look at Bitcoin, it's not even at that 35% discount that I talked about earlier in 2017 bull run. Yes, we've had some dips along the way, but just understand, we are, if in doubt, zoom out, we're absolutely fine. We've not had parabolic runs, right? You see these like just vertical straights up. This looks kind of like it is, but we've not had these vertical pumps, right? We've had many seasons. And again, I think there's going to be 4 to 5 waves, first wave, second wave, third wave. We've not had that yet, okay? And ultimately, number 7, the most important part is the 4-year cycle. is still in play. We haven't had euphoria green candles. We've had some nice pumps along the way with some obviously recent news, but we haven't had euphoria, right? E.g. with gaming, with AI agents, obviously a new one. We've got RWA, we've got DPIM, we've got a lot of new categories, right? Literally every peak, okay, here's the kicker, has been Q4, October, November, December kind of time, e.g. the 4-year cycle. We aren't even close there, right? So until this cycle is broken, which it isn't right now, although short term, if you're brand new, you might think this cycle's over, but ultimately, we haven't even broke it. Yes, we did see Bitcoin go to $107,000, and there's no way in hell that I believe January, that's when it happened, was the top. But that's just my opinion. So those are like 7 kind of steps why I do believe the bull run is still intact, because we haven't had any of those right now. Just people are getting a lot of fucking leverage and they're trying to take out the full bag because they keep losing money. They're trying to play catch up because maybe they're not making enough in their job. Again, this is not to say that we can't go down short term. We could go down to 60K, 65K, 70K tomorrow. We could ultimately see that. We're seeing most altcoins, look at the prices right now, Solana $139, Ethereum 2.5K. But I don't believe we're anywhere close. Everybody's saying altcoin season is over, or altcoin season is never going to happen. Ultimately, I don't think that's close, right? But again, if you do believe that, maybe you shouldn't be watching cryptocurrency videos. I don't really know what to tell you. But if you're on this channel and you're a DCAer, you know the game, okay? You just got to stay calm. You got to close down the laptop when you can. And ultimately, if you do that and you make some cash flow with your job and your business, DCA, man, that's all you can really do. Peace, take care.